So we have short on time, so let's jump straight into it. We have James Mathias as our roving mic. Since I busted my knee, don't start running when you turn 40. And James is going to take questions from the audience for us. And first, real quick, let's just go from Paul down. Just introduce yourself to everyone so they know who they're talking to.
Sure. Paul Larson with Creative Arc out of Minneapolis.
TJ Draper, Buzzing Pixel.
Lydia Chiu, Jub Interactive.
Jace Richardson, EE Harbor.
Can you go back to TJ real quick? Yeah, that was kind of a non-committal. It's like, is it Buzzing Pixel?
Buzzing Pixel.
Okay.
Is that better?
It's TJ Draper from
Everybody
Buzzing
satisfied?
Pixel. Got it, yeah. Yeah, what was it, resting dead face? I hadn't heard that. I have RBF, resting bean face. So let's, what we're going to do first, do we have anyone that has a question for anyone here in general? I've got a few topics we'll get started and maybe kick things off. But just to kind of lighten things up, we're going to start with the lightning round. So this is a competition. You have 4 points that you can each score. And at the end of the game, whoever has the most points wins the prize. So let's go to Paul. Yeah, free expression engine license. So Paul, we're in tech. We love our acronyms and our abbreviations. So these are going to be pretty easy. So they're going to come at you really fast, and we just want you to tell us what the abbreviation stands for. All right? Everybody ready here? So AJAX.
Asynchronous JavaScript and XML. No.
I'm sorry, we're looking for Asociação de Jogadores Amadores de Ajedrez. ASCII.
American Standard Code for Information Interchange.
Yeah, we're looking for Atlantic Surface Cyclone Intensification Index. CSS, this one's easy.
Cascading style sheets.
Community Services Volunteers. And your last one here, let's go DNS.
Domain name services.
Diseconomy of scale. All right. So you got no points, but that's okay. I think what maybe we want to know from your perspective, running fairly good-sized agency, like how many expression engine clients are you servicing right now? It's like
150 to 200.
Yeah, these guys take care of a lot of people, and they do it well. I've heard a phone call from someone maybe that it didn't go so well.
We keep those.
It's in the past. All right, so what are you looking forward to the most about expression engine going open source for you guys? What's it mean for you?
I think just to have a argument to go away on a lot of projects where it just has to have the word open source, even if they don't really seem to have a lot of information other than just that nomenclature. And I think it'll make the first step of a sales process easier.
Cool. Questions for Paul? James, you had a question?
No.
Brian has a question.
Do you have any facial hair grooming tips?
I don't know that I groom my facial hair, per se. I just do that and that.
Are you saying it's like Joe Dirt and it just grows like that?
What's that?
Are you saying it just grows like that?
Yes.
You're lying. This is what happens when you don't do anything.
Fair. Okay. I do a little bit of maintenance, I guess.
James doesn't have time to grow a beard. Mm-mm. Yogi Berra. No? All right. Okay, let's go to TJ. So
This should be fun.
Before we get to your lightning round and your possible win for 4 points, something that I always wonder about other developers, because I know I'm one of these that I have a hard time sleeping, and if there's a particular issue and certain categories of issues will just make my brain not shut up. So what keeps you up at night?
It can be really anything, any problem that I'm having with code that I either don't know how to solve, or deadlines that I'm not meeting because I'm dumb. I don't know. Nothing in particular, but everything. And it just depends on my stress level.
Okay. How do you cope with that?
I have a fan that I use as a noise generator to try to help, I don't know, stuff like that. Because I'm very sensitive when I'm falling asleep to any little noises. Is this interesting to anybody? I mean, I don't have any other coping mechanisms, really, because that hasn't been a huge issue. It just comes up once in a while.
Yeah, cool. So everybody here knows TJ, right? How many people use Ansel? A lot of Ansel users here. So last year, that won add-on of the year. How do you feel about losing that title this year?
There are many, many, many great developers in the community that deserve to also share that experience. And I'm just proud that I could have been one of them for a year.
That is a good answer. Good answer. All right, so you're going to start with 1 point for that answer. So let's go on to your lightning round. We're still doing abbreviations from the tech world.
I'm really bad with these. I don't usually think of what the abbreviations mean in the tech world.
All right, so let's give you SEO.
Search engine optimization.
False.
Synthetic engine oil.
Well, of course. Why wouldn't it be?
URL.
Uniform resource locator.
Incorrect.
Looking for upper range limit.
Right.
SQL.
I know how to use it.
Wrong.
Something query language.
Oh, so close. We were looking for sales qualified lead. And the last one, UTF. Wait, I'll give you a clue. I'm wasting a lot of time for this bad joke.
I really have no idea.
Paul knows. Use the force.
Right. I'm ashamed.
All right, so Paul gets a point. So Paul,
Wait. His lightning round's over.
them's the rules. I didn't make them.
What is this, Calvin ball?
Yes, very much. Okay, so any questions for TJ as an add-on developer or as a customer of his add-ons that you'd like to ask him? He's on the spot right now.
Which
no
is the
support
best Star
questions.
Trek?
Wait, one from James.
You have a hand up here.
Where?
Bree.
Lydia's raising.
Oh, you're raising your hand. Oh, no, well, this is
Do you
new
have
rules.
Do you have any new plugins on the horizon?
I can't tell you. No, the answer is no, I don't think so. I always have ideas, but I'm not really ready to really bite the bullet on anything I want to support right now.
So I'm hearing that you have ideas,
I said I always have ideas.
but that maybe have gone past idea into conceptualization and maybe even implementation, and you're just not sharing them with us.
I think that has happened. Nothing comes to mind right now.
So here's a question, and as a software developer, I already know the answer, but maybe other people don't. Why, if you have a good idea and it's working for you in this spot or this spot, do you not share it with the world? Make money on it or open source it?
Anybody who's ever dealt with support would know the answer to that question. Not that I don't love each and every one of you, but there are a lot of you that have a lot of questions, and I don't always think of every use case that everybody can come up with.
Good answer. All right. Anything more for TJ? Okay, James, you had one?
No, I didn't.
No?
I was just messing with them about Star Trek again.
Okay. This gentleman in blue.
Corey Gross. Corey Gross from Nashville?
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on how the add-on market's going to change with this new model?
I have not had time to contemplate that question very much, only that the question has occurred to me. It has occurred to me, what does a free expression engine mean for paid plugins? Does that mean that people will also expect the plugins to go open source and free? Or does it mean that there will be more budget to buy those add-ons? I don't know the answer to that question, and I'm sure it will shake itself out.
Lydia, you look like you have an opinion on this.
On that, yeah, I don't think that it'll.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I think people are going to be prepared to pay for add-ons. I mean, people pay for add-ons for WordPress. So if that's the bar, then they're going to pay for add-ons for EE, I think.
I know next to nothing about WordPress except that the one time that I used it, I hated my life. So I did not know that people paid for add-ons that much.
All right, let's let's move to Lydia. Lydia, let's just go straight to your lightning round first.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I'm not going to know any of these.
All right. James, you ready? You have the answer key?
Yeah.
All right. IDE,
Integrated development environment?
I'm so sorry.
Industrial Design Engineering,
Oh, I knew that one.
XML,
Extensible markup language.
Nope.
X-Men Legends.
Dang it.
This one you should get FTP.
File transfer protocol.
Oh, so close.
Oh, we were looking for Fight the Power.
Oh.
And then PNG.
Pacific North. No, that's not it. Am I close? Pacific North Group? No, I don't know.
The Pacific North Grape.
Oh.
No.
No. Sorry, it was Papua New Guinea.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now Lydia, what are you looking forward to the most about Expression Engine being open source? I know you talked about some of the things in your talk, but
Well, I mean, just to echo the other sentiments. I mean, I'm really looking forward to not having that be something that we have to overcome in the sales cycle. I also really hope, I think that it will encourage just wider adoption. People will test it out more, and I'm really hoping that it just makes the community bigger, because I think once you start using it, I think that there may have just been, I don't know if it's open source snobbery is the word, but I mean, I think people were just reluctant to try it because it wasn't open source. And I think that once people actually use something that's not, I mean, especially if they have tried other platforms, it'll get adopted really quickly.
yeah, the adoption, it's a big potential there, which kind of makes me think, we've been thinking about onboarding a lot, obviously, with an influx of users from around the world. So what do you wish someone had told you the first time you got your hands on Expression Engine? Like, you're the expert now, so when you were first handed it off, what?
Man, I loved it pretty much instantly. I mean, it was an early version, and there were no plugins. I don't even know. No, seriously, I had come from really struggling using software that was super expensive, and I don't know if there's anything that, I mean, I didn't really, I was hooked immediately, so. And we pretty much, I looked at when I was looking at my emails to find my first license purchase, I was looking at the one I was telling you about this last night, about how I pretty much immediately asked Rick if there was an affiliate program or some kind of bulk discount, and then there were more receipts right after that, so I loved it from the beginning.
Cool. Anyone have any questions for Lydia? All right, let's move on to Jace. Jace, for those that don't know, what's your role at EE Harbor?
Everything. We're a very small company, so we kind of share most all of the roles, so I don't actually do one specific thing. It's pretty much the front line for all of you guys. I'm the most visible person in Slack, but that doesn't mean I'm the only person. Everybody else is accessible, but kind of lurks a little bit. I'm usually the one that's at the tagline of your support requests. But we also do a lot of actual add-on upgrades and site upgrades. But we all kind of dabble a little bit in everything.
Got to be some questions for EE Harbor, I'm sure.
What's coming up, Jace?
EE4 add-ons. Lots of old ones that will now be compatible with EE4. We are working on a couple new add-ons. There's an SEO one, and we also have a quiz add-on that's going to be coming out that's soon-ish.
Are all of them getting updated if they're on your site now?
The only one that we've officially kind of said in Slack that we're not upgrading is Tagger. Other than that, we haven't made official decisions on the other ones, but everything at this point looks like we're going to be upgrading it for EE4.
Why not Tagger?
We already have Tag, and Tagger is kind of a smaller version of that. Doesn't have, so the features are already duplicated, and we're planning on bringing Tag to EE4.
We have a question from Brian.
What is your next acquisition? Are you going to come after Bold Minded or Buzzing Pixel?
Blocks is cool. No comment.
Were there hand signals from Tom on that answer? It was like, no?
I have some notes about Tom, though.
I was just wondering how the licensing model is working out for you guys. I mean, as a consumer, I love it.
I don't know. I don't really do a lot of the sales numbers. The licensing model itself, we tried to design to be as non-intrusive as possible. We've had fairly in-depth conversations with some people here about our licensing system, and our goal was not to prevent people who are purposely misusing our software, but just to kind of help with the people who are accidentally misusing it. So if you have the add-on on your computer and you copy it into a new site that you're working on and you launch it and you realize, hey, I didn't end up purchasing a license for that, it kind of helps cut that down so that when you give it to your client, the client's not going to call us and say they have a license for our add-on and we have no record of it. So it has helped a lot in that people have told us that they've ended up purchasing more licenses and they're able to silo those or give those to the clients directly so that even if maybe they're not in the picture anymore, their clients can still reach out to us for support, and it makes the whole transition much smoother.
Did you want to talk about sales numbers, Tom? I've got Tom right here.
Lydia, I don't know if you're speaking of like the mega pack or something like that. You are, okay. So the mega pack, it's kind of more of a business philosophy move we made originally. The idea of delivering a very high value, right? And value in business is what you receive above what you pay. And we're really trying to maximize the value proposition for customers. And then the compensation of things is usually how many people you can reach with that value proposition. And that's what we were aiming for. We haven't seen either the economies of scale that we wanted at the price point we hit. So it's been a few weeks now, at least maybe a month or two, but we actually got rid of the $500 version of the Mega Pack. We're likely going to get rid of the $1,000 version of the Mega Pack as well. And what we're looking to do, we're still finalizing this, so this isn't like in stone or anything like that, but more of a per site license. So it's kind of like a flat fee and you get access to nearly all of the add-ons. So you could use anything you want in a given site for a flat fee. We're thinking that model hits both that value end of things, but also the kind of the compensation end that we need to make it work, if that makes sense.
All right, so let's get to Jace's lightning round. You ready?
No.
Score currently is Paul has 1, TJ's in the lead with 1. I'm counting your point a little more because his was after the fact, so yeah. Lydia, unfortunately, got none right. Jace, CSV.
Whatever it's going to be wrong. I challenge the premise.
You cannot Kobayashi Maru this quiz game. Just give it your best shot.
Comma separated value.
We're looking for community services volunteers, I think, right, James?
Yeah.
We weren't sure on that. We weren't sure. SVG.
Super vegetarian guacamole?
Wrong.
That does sound pretty good. And I was actually worried you would get this one because it's a static volt amp reactive generator.
So close. So,
Yeah. And PHP.
pretty hot.
Easy.
Pre-parser.
Wrong.
James?
Wrong.
Oh, pseudohypoparathyroidism. And your last one is HTML.
I don't have anything quippy for that. Hypertext markup linguistics.
Wrong.
So close. We were looking for hypertext markup language. All right, so with 1 point, let's give a hand to our winner, TJ.
Great job, TJ.
On Jace's behalf, I also question the premise of this entire thing.
Well, thank you everyone again. I know we're short on time. We want to give it back over to the organizers now. Let's have a big hand for all 4 of our community-nominated panel.
We're waiting for slides, everyone.
Oh, and while we're waiting, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the Acme staff for the meals and keeping things running, and for Jonathan on the sound, so round of applause. And we're thankful to all of you for coming, because this only works if people are in the seats, and we know that everyone's either taking time off of work, taking time away from family, getting on a plane, driving, all those things to get here. So to make that a little easier for 2019, and TJ, tackle me if I mess up these details, but we have a promotion starting now through tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So far, so good. We have 10 conference tickets for 2019 that are 50% off. So details will come shortly, I'm sure, on the web. And it's my pleasure to invite everyone next October in 2019 to my hometown in the land of 10,000 lakes, the home of Paul Bunyan, Brian Litzinger, Prince, Hot Dish, You Betcha. We welcome all of you to Minneapolis, Minnesota for EE Conf 2019.
As soon as I stop talking, I'm going to push the deploy button, and that site will be live, and you can go there and get the first come, first serve on those 10, 50% off.